in Otley, 2nd of January 2026. And Alice you've just got Specsavers for a little appointment checkup. And we're looking down towards where the Asda and the garden centre are down that way. You've got these fantastic old sort of Wesleyan churches and things here. It's been renovated. I think it's the community are taking over this and going to make it like a cultural and entrepreneurial hub and things. So they're just doing it up before they open it out for that. There's also some pubs and little shops and stuff down here. Like here, there's like a sort of a barber shop and a dentist little place, but they've all got a little effort. Look, they're like doing the windows up and all that. That one, and then this is a sort of new place, digital design. They must do like specialist sort of you know, teeth movement things, you know, like specialist braces and stuff like that. So yeah, and then there's some amazing old buildings that's connected there, the bridge. Chevin Court Apartments there. This used to be a furniture shop, it's now a carpet shop there, under there. A few floors of that, big building. And there's various routes you can take through here. So the bus station's up there and the post office is up there, and also like a big Sainsbury's supermarket. And then down there to the river and the car park. And then there's a few sort of streets of shops around here. There's a marketplace that's just sort of up that way. Got the Skipton Building Society here. A few little specialist shops. So Skipton's open. A little fruit shop here. Fruit and veg. Shop quite busy, quite a few people in. Nice displays. And undertakers there. Got a butcher's. And then just waving at us there. And then yeah, a few charity shops and things like that. A bakery. And look at this house. You don't realise when you walk along, there's a fantastic house there. Farm coffee shop. It's always busy down there that goes to the other side, like beauty shops and beauty salons and all that here. We'll have a look through the other side in a minute. This was the home and apothecary of Dr. John Ritchie, 1780. The Reverend John Wesley stayed here during his frequent visits to Otley. So it looks like there's a market on today as well as a little hardware store here, DIY. What's this one? Pottery. I think you can come and decorate your own pottery and stuff like that. Things like that, yeah. Another pub there. So we've got the marketplace. It looks like something's been done out there to let. This has been empty for ages, where there was a Fulton's Foods. Just the building has just been left to rot, which is a shame because it's right in the marketplace. Got a couple of opticians, pharmacy, other opticians there, look. In fact, there's like, yeah, nails and things like that. There's another butcher's where them people are there, I think. What's this? Another coffee house. It's been steamed up, isn't it? Scarves. Specsavers. So that's where Alice is at the minute. There's another butcher's there. Got the pies on one side and the meat on the other side. That road there heads up back to past Waitrose and then back towards sort of Menston and things that way. There are some shops down here, little clothes shops and things, net curtain alterations. I think they donated something to the church, a tablecloth to the Catholic Church, which is just here. So there's a cyclists often go and stop at that where it says Milk Bar Cafe Bistro. They often sit there like halfway on their route. Maybe they're going up to the Dales or coming back from the Dales or wherever they're going. And it's next to like a cycling shop as well. But they often go to there. And then here there's a corner shop, but there's another thing where like it's a non-alcoholic beer place there. This is the Thomas Chippendale, world famous cabinet maker, was born there, that Chippendale house. and there's like a few sort of solicitors and architects and accountants and stuff along here, but interesting shops down there as well. Yeah. So there's like that's where there's a car park, a couple of car parks up that way. There's even the old courthouse, a garden, there's an art place down that way as well. There's all these little courtyards that have shops as well. So looking down there towards the river, and where the sun's shining, that's the Catholic church there. I'll just cross here if I can. We've got Cohen's Chemist. So this takes us down to the bridge where they were repairing the footpath for ages, down this way. 1651 was a pub, but it looks like there's been a solicitor's in there, but it's for sale now. So yeah, 1651, that's quite an age, isn't it, there? So yeah, so this Church of Our Lady and All Saints Catholic Church was built. There was for the Irish population which came over during the famine, Irish famine, and a lot of them coming to Otley, and the sort of manor house owner at the time felt it was a long way for them to go all the way to Ilkley for mass and things, so he built this church, and he also housed a lot of them in his own manor house. So we'll have a little look at that area. You see mass times on weekdays, 8:30, 17 on Tuesday. Yeah, that's another church there. They often have little displays in the front of the church, like scarecrows, competitions, stuff like that. Yes, this is the Catholic church. The door's open actually. And then this is the sort of side of this manor house thing, and there's now a whole set of apartments for retired Catholic priests in there. Yeah. What day is it today? It's Friday today, 8:30 mass. Yeah. So this is the residence parking in here. So this is the back of the manor house. But there's all these flats as well. But yeah, so the apartments were done out, and a lot of retired priests live in here, different apartments. This house here, as it say, 1782, the grounds of the medieval manor house of the Archbishop of York. And you've got the parish centre there on that side. Zoom out so you can see it all. So yes, that's where they live. Look, there must be a funeral on, that's why the church door's open. Good job I didn't go in. And then there you've got St. Joseph's Catholic School. So that's what's there. The primary school is behind here. So all these buildings here are part of a Catholic primary school. So you've got Our Lady and All Saints Parish Centre. The manor house where the retired priests live, I think there's about 8 or 9 live there. And then you've got the Catholic church there. Right, yeah. So fantastic buildings. So I'll not walk down to the river, which is down past the church down that way, because I don't know what the timings for Alice and Eve coming out of Specsavers, so I don't want to walk too far away. We'll just keep going along here, past the statue of Thomas Chippendale there, where he was born here. Of course, all of the Chevin hills up there, we'll probably think they were deforested for the wood to make all the cabinets. So only recently replanted, like the last sort of 30, 40, 50 years, the Chevin hillside. You can't see because the sun's shining. You've got solicitors and things, surveyors and things here, like selling farms and doing valuations and stuff. Used to be the cattle market auction house. Yeah, that's the Chippendale house there. Yeah, because the sun's in this direction. It's not very good for showing you what's up that way, so I'll We take a different route and go through the marketplace there. Yeah, so there's a few shops up there, little arcade. Lovely little, I don't know if it'll be open, but there's a lovely little courtyard shop just there with that, behind that car, the green one. We can go in and there's got a little garden centre, like an independently run thing, but it's in a little courtyard. Nice displays. Let's have a look there if we've got time. Yeah, so this is the market square here. So we're just crossing opposite Specsavers. There's a little shelter there. Sometimes they have little stalls and stuff and things in the shelter itself. So you've got Specsavers, and then the banking hub, because all the banks have gone, and then all different independent shops up that way. A little cafe there as well in that old building. That's the sort of clock tower there, which is decorated for Christmas. A few stalls, so there's the Greggs. There's not many stalls today. It looks like some of them have just decided to stay off because there's lots of stalls laid out ready but no one using them. So they must come early in the morning and set all these up and then see which stall holders turn up. But these are normally all full. But they must have decided for Christmas to, it's the 2nd of January, just to not bother. Yeah, Greggs. So I get free drinks. So, yeah. Another pub there, another little independent cafes, bookshops and stationers and things down there. Bookshop there. And you've got these courtyards you can go through as well. This is just a little morning walk through Otley. Showing you some of the area, not all of it. Haven't got time to show you all. And yeah, a little independent children's shop. Jewellery shops and things. That's the back of a charity shop there, I think. Rumbletum Cafe. So that goes out, we'll go up that way because that goes out to the main street again. Just go through here. Take us back to the barbers there. Look, somebody, little boy getting his hair cut. This takes us to the main street. We'll walk up this way. My hands are getting cold with the cold air holding the phone. I want to keep swap which hand I'm holding it in. Look out here again. So this takes us back to the main street. So just down there where that clock is, the market square. And then up this way, got more shops, including the famous sort of 20p shop up here somewhere. I can't remember which way it is. But Yorkshire Trading Company. Coffee and things. Then you've got this the Church of England church up here, which is an old one, and it's quite always nice and warm inside. Which is I'll just go in this arcade and then we'll have a look in the churchyard just so you can see it. Sort of DIY shop there first, and then there's amazing shops up here with the old tools and things. A little arcade. Of course, lots of shops are still closed for Christmas, really. And, yeah.
Attractive work for there, aren't they? It's a bit numbers of doing stuff.
50p coins, £2 each. There we go. All these chairs for the cafe there. You can sit on, there's nice cushions, you can sit in there or out here. So we'll head out now. I'll just turn right down to the church. I'll just switch the camera off briefly while I have a look to see if there's any messages from Alison. Right, so yeah. So that's the little churchyard there. I'll just show you this. This is the memorial to the people who built the Bramhope Tunnel, which still operates today, which is a train tunnel which goes sort of from Leeds to Horsforth. Then the tunnel comes under from Horsforth, under the big hill where the kind of near where the airport is. And so this is the Navvies Memorial for the tunnel, and it's a long tunnel. 2 miles of rock, and it goes on towards it's the Arthington Viaduct, and it's amazing. You got the tunnel, then the massive long viaduct over the River Wharfe Valley, and then you've got the line running up to sort of towards Harrogate and Knaresborough in that direction. So that's the memorial. 23 men known to have died during the construction of the tunnel. I mean, that's a lot, isn't it? But might have been more. 23 recorded, but there probably were more. So there you go. I mean, it's a lot. But that's the memorial. And of course, the Bramhope Tunnel wasn't just a simple tunnel. Look at the decoration on the, to the entrance and exit from the tunnel. It had all that. So they've made this memorial in a similar style. We've got the nativity scene as well. Look there. And you've got the Navvy Mission Society, Elizabeth Garnett, sought to improve the lives of navvies as well. But we'll go on there, so this little footpath goes up there, but we'll go and have a quick look to the churchyard as well. Just there. So it's a lovely sunny morning. Low sun, of course, and it's over the Chevin there. There. Can you hear the bells from the church going? So I've seen some people going in and out. Must be like a coffee morning or something on in here. So I'm not sure what sort of filming I can do if there's lots of people in. Just see. Look at that fantastic tree there where its branches are bending right over onto the ground. That side. The choir loft and little back room there. Nativity scene, Christmas trees. And you've got the choir area there. And then you've got some pre-conquest stone fragments as well. We'll go and have a look at that in a second. The old organ. That's the stained glass window you can see. They put lights on at night time in here, like red lights, and you can see from outside. Amazing light. Like the window has an effect outside the church as well as inside. Ornate stonework here. Look. Various memorials, amazing woodwork as well. So yeah, this is the 1300 years people have been worshipping at this spot. 8th, 9th and 10th century fragments of stone. along here, they've got the different fragments here. It's good that they've got information telling you about what they are. The only certain example of interlock animal beast chain in West Riding. Yeah. Like toilets and things through there. So there we go. Little meeting room and things, really, like a parish centre. Okay. There we go. And so then down there we've got the sort of entrance on the right to the sort of Sainsbury's supermarket, which is kind of behind all that lot there. There's also a few little shops like a fish and chip shop and skiing equipment shop there, and the fire station, a quick fit garage, and then yeah, that's kind of down that way. So we might just cut across though, down this little alley. That's what stained glass window was I was pointing out earlier. You can see the sort of, you can see the church better from in the churchyard. You can't really see it because of the trees, but you can see it better from the corner here. That's it there, Otley Parish Church. So you've got there quite a lot of churches in Otley. Yeah, Chippendale's tea rooms there, and then the fish and chip shop, Uncle Joe's fish and chip shop there. There's a few estate agents I'm just passing on the left. Fire station, that's the entrance to the little Sainsbury's, well, medium-sized Sainsbury's we'll say. Woolpack, there's often people sitting out here. Woolpack pub. And little alleys, you can walk down that way. We'll just go down here and go back through that alley in a minute, but there's another pub there, the Bowling Green. But what's next to the Bowling Green pub is actually not a bowling green, it's the War Memorial. So maybe it once was a bowling green, because here you've got the, just opposite the fire station, you've got the War Memorial little garden in there. 1939, 1945. So that's there. So yeah, little sunken cross, and then all the wreaths and everything. The old lights. And then you've got the old pub there behind as well. A lot of pubs in Otley, tremendous number of pubs. But a few of them have been closing, and then when they're closed they get converted into sort of accommodation housing and things. That's another pub there, Rose and Crown. I think there's one the other side of it as well. Loads of hidden old buildings. Look at the age of that there. This is like an old folk centre. Here, the Chippendale Centre it's called. So I think they just come like a day centre sort of thing. That's the post office, and the sorting office is immediately behind it. That's the alley I said I was going to walk down, but I never did. And then you've got the bus station. So that's the post office there, and the sorting office is behind there, a little car park behind there. Behind there there's a library. That's where we started off, down that street on the right down there, and I was pointing out like a shop which is now a carpet shop, which used to be a furniture shop down there. There's another furniture shop here. This is the bus station. That takes you through a little courtyard there, which we'll go to in a second. We'll walk down that one, we'll just via this. Just see these houses, 1800. Cafe there. Chevin Barbers. A bags, look for bags boutique. There. Just the back of that pub again. And then the Otley Tavern there, so loads of pubs, yeah. That's for sale. Too many pubs. This little stamp and coin collector shop down there, if you can see that. And a few other little independent shops down that alley. And then we'll go down this alley. See some little independent shops down here as well. Mobility shop there. Music box, so they buy and sell records. So I'm dying to take some of the massive piles of records I've got, but I don't know whether they'll take them. You can see them in there. Mario Lanza and all that. Look, records wanted, so maybe we should. Got quite a lot of that type of record. Yeah, but a lot of it's like 1930s, 1940s, 1920s even, classical as well. I don't know if it'll take those. So just passing those of like accountants and cafes and sweet shop, things like that. Here takes you where the so you got this little courtyard, another pub there, takes you through to the bus station through this way. So we'll go back to the car and just see if they're waiting for me or what are they doing. I have no message from them. Yeah. So that's the other side of the bus station. So it comes out, takes you to this little courtyard. Otley Town Council sort of office thing there, community centre. Pet shop, card factory, shoe craft. Little beer place. Another one as if you need it in Otley. Pizza, so Italian restaurant there. Closed for Christmas. This takes us back to the market square again, up onto the left, up that way. There's the market square. And then right takes us back to where I left the car. 1 hour free parking down here. Just opposite that sort of Chevin Court and some shops down there. I'll go to the car, see if anybody's there, and if not, I'll then show you one or two other streets down the back of here. This is back to this carpet shop and then the bus station on the right there. And there's a little sandwich shop, coffee shop there, often quite busy. Closed again for Christmas, but in there it's quite busy, that little shop there. And there's a bus in the bus parking spot, so there's like where coaches can park. There's one here as well. They're allowed to park for 20 minutes on that bit. I don't know how long they can park there. On that side, have a look. There. We weren't back in the car yet, so I'll just now show you down some of these little street on the left down here. So this is the street that takes you down to the river. But we'll just turn left past this very fine building here. And there's lovely stone terraces. So there's even on the right a little sort of greasy spoon cafe thing just after the taxi place. Just on this corner. I'm just going to cross over and go down Courthouse Street and show you the courthouse. Yeah, this is this little cafe closed for Christmas. That's often busy as well. People getting their bacon sandwiches and things there. So that's it there, and then fantastic stone terrace going down that way. Loads of other little buildings and things down there, which some of which are still commercial and some of which are accommodation. So yeah, so the car park sort of extends to there, and it's free in the evenings, I think, but not during the day. It's a pay car park, but other spots are like 1 hour parking, which is where I'm at the minute, which is for free. So this is open quite a lot of the time, this courthouse, And they have shows on, so you can see the displays of different shows. But it is the courthouse, and you can go in and see the old jail cells that are up there. So you can see that on some of the earlier videos that I've made. Yeah, so it's closed until the 5th of January. But Paddington, Peru, and It's a Wonderful Life will go ahead as planned. Okay. January 11th, Nutcracker. I think that must be just a showing on the screen. Yeah. So what there is, you've got like workshops and things. There's a cafe, and there's often like art workshops going on in here. But in the big sort of room itself, it's like a stage and seating and things, and it's a big hall you can use for different purposes as well. And it's got the old robing room where the judge would get robed up and what have you there. In there. Yeah. So it's an arts and resource centre now, but you can still visit some of the old jail cells and things. They've got little art rooms, people crafting away and doing things all the time in there, so it's quite busy. Yeah. I think at one point there was partly the old fire station as well, where they used to ring a bell, and the volunteers would have to run when the bell rings to come and man a fire truck of whatever type it was. And you have this as well. This is like a little art studio with a gallery, and actually sometimes quite a lot of art related to the northeast of England in there. Like, I think the fella who runs it is like from that area, and they're always busy doing things like framing pictures and working on things. So there's lots of sort of photographs, there's also paintings, and yeah, but they're framing stuff and working and all that all the time. They're not like sort of standing around doing nothing. They're like busy in the centre of the shop doing things all the time. And I've been in there. So yeah, so this takes us back out to where the Thomas Chippendale house is there. See that one? Straight on, so just to get your bearings. You've got a sort of few little car parks through this way. We'll just cut down past that car park on here. So we'll have a look at some of the amazing buildings down here as well. Maybe we'll even have a little look at the town map so you can get some bearings. Is there a town map here at this car park? Let's have a look. Yes, there is. So I think there's a doctor's surgery behind there as well. So that says like parking spaces reserved for doctors on Monday to Friday, 8 till 6. There, this is the map, look. So yeah, I mentioned the library and the post office there, and we just passed this Otley Courthouse and Art Centre, and we've seen the Thomas Chippendale statue, the Catholic church there. Of course, in the school, St Joseph's School is in here. So we sort of walked from here, opposite the Methodist Church, which I said the Wesley Centre had all the scaffolding up, along, and we kind of wandered along here, and then we came up here, and I sort of looked up there, and came around here, looked at this bit, and I wandered around here, then went into the Navy's Memorial, looked at the parish church, the Church of England. Then I kind of walked along here, looked at the War Memorial, went down, saw that, came down here, got a little explore around there, and then came back to check the car. It was okay. I went back down along here, and I'm currently there. So we'll go and have a look at this church now, which is the Baptist church. We're going to have a look, see what that is, and then yeah, we're just down here where the river is and everything. It continues on. There's the park on that side. So sometimes do a little walk from the car park here round across that bridge, walk along the park, and do a loop back over there, and then back to the car again that way. So it's like a little bridge walk you can do. And there's some of the boats are there for hire, for rowing and things. So yeah, that's just to get you a little bit of bearings. There's the old, there's two rugby clubs near the near the garden centre and things as well. And the Gallows Hill Nature Reserve and all that. There's different rugby clubs, old Orleans, and there's all sorts of things. Anyway, so a bit of the back of the shops here. Right, we'll go and have a wander down through this other car park and see this other church. Somebody was asking if I was the traffic warden. So I've got me, I've got like sort of white, I've got reflective things on my coat, thought it was a traffic warden. Right, yeah. So yeah, these are fantastic buildings here. Look at them in the sunshine. So this is the church. So the Bridge United Reformed Church, that's what it is. United Reformed Church there. Quite a big one. And that's actually just housing there, but it's a fantastic, I think it must have been an old school or something, that one. That building. So this takes us again, we've still got the Catholic Church there. Our Lady and All Saints. The Wharf Fish and Chip shop, so it's a takeaway and a restaurant at this. There's always a smell, I can smell it now, even though I'm not sure the restaurant's open yet, is it? Or maybe it is. There's somebody on there, on the counter there, maybe they're getting ready to open. Cattle Market Street is what we're on here. So yeah, so we've got the fish and chip shop here, and then we'll this is the priest's house. We'll just cross this and we'll have a look. Just this and the police station maybe. The church. So yeah, this is the United Reformed Church. The river's just down there, the bridge. There's often little things, little displays and stuff here. What have they got here? A little crib scene. Some sort. Yeah, don't know if it's open. The doors don't look open, does it? Looks a bit dark. It's just, you can't quite see in there, can you? Which church isn't? Yeah, I don't think that's open. Yeah, it's locked, so we'll have to look at that another day inside. We'll see in the building. There. Yeah. So then, just down here to the right, we've got the river and the police station. So, let's take a quick look on the bridge just to complete the story about the river. So we've got the River Wharf that runs through Otley. Bridge Church, let's have a look. It just says 1821, Society of Independence. Then Congregational Church at 1972, United Reformed Church. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Quite a big complex. Yeah, so then we've got this horrible building here, which is the police station. Ugly looking thing. Sort of, when you think about all the buildings that are around it, then you've got that monstrosity there. There you go, that's there. And unfortunately you can't really walk much down to the left. There is a little path which goes down to the left there, but it's very short and just kind of goes around the back to another car park. So you can't really walk down the river very far down that way. You can at least walk to the right, decent distance down the river, follow like a path all the way along. So yeah, they've obviously, looks like have they opened up part of this road now? So this is where the works have been for a long time, for repairing the footpath of the part of the bridge, and they had the temporary road bridge over here, cut down a lot of trees in this little park. We'll go and just cross here. It's still not fully open yet. There's great access, I suppose, for the old folks home, but you can't get through down there yet. So this is the bit they repaired, the new bit that they've sort of anchored into the old stone bridge. To just show you how good the old stone bridge has been with all the road traffic on it, and it's still fine, and they even can use it and anchor into it this sort of footpath just shoved on the side. So there we go. So that's where the weir is up there, which would have helped with the old mill buildings down that way, Garnet Wharf and stuff, the Garnet Mills down there. The bowling green here, and then having to reinstate all the gardens and things there that they destroyed when the temporary bridge ran across on both sides. There's a flood defence scheme that they built to protect some of the properties here now as well. They built it on the other side over there, and they're going to build something there as well, I think. We've got planning permission for some centre there. You can see they've cleared the ground. So yeah, that's the scene. Yeah, go over that way. Cool. So yeah, so you could do a little walk and loop around, as I said earlier, either way. There's like a play park and things over there. But lovely sunny day. So yeah, I'll go back now and we'll see if they're back at the car yet. I'll just turn left. I think I can walk down this way. Yeah, this little area here, it's got a long history as well, and which is why people were dismayed when they cut down a couple of big trees for the temporary bridge. Yeah, it's called Titty Bottle Park. I think that's where the mothers used to come and feed their babies and things and look out on the river. And there's like a care home here, Arlington House. Yeah, so they're going to have to reinstate a lot of the gardens, things. Had all the huts and cranes and bridge footings and all sorts of stuff there. So it's almost done. So I'm just going to, so often we park down there near the Italian restaurant and things, little parking areas down here, and just look at the river and see how high the flow is over the weir and things down there. And there's a hydropower station which isn't working, hasn't been working for years down that way as well at the weir. We'll just walk back up here in case they're waiting in the car for us. Okay, so you can just see the nature of some of the fantastic houses that are in this area, Manor Street. Quality of the build and all that, and you know, stonework and the door, you know, the little door lintel things and the features on the bay windows and all that. Yeah, and that there's little parkland and where there's football pitches and things, but they've used on the left part of it for a compound for all the huts for the people working on the bridge work repairs. But yeah, you can see the effort people go as well, looking after their little bits of garden. I mean, look at that there. They've got a little tiny patch there, but there's a lot packed in. Look, all the pots and different displays packed in there. You see people make a seating area in their little patch here as well. Yeah, so yeah. So we're just going back up now. There's sun shining that way, so I'll just try and go on maybe the shaded side just for the camera. And again, that's the top end of that field where there's little football pitches on the left. Riverdale Road. Yeah, so we'll go back up and I'll go and wait in the car. So we're just coming back to the bigger car park, which was then backed onto by that fish and chip place restaurant, which is there. So it's down there, that's the Catholic church again there, that's the fish and chip place. And then the United Reformed Church is the one with the big spire there. Go back down this big terrace, and the courthouse, Otley Courthouse, was kind of behind here, behind that bit. Yeah, see people have got cellar rooms as well, look, all down here. So it looks like it's only 2 stories, there's actually 3 stories to the houses because they've all got a basement. All got these grills, look. Some are lucky they've got little tiny bits of window but others haven't. That one's got a little bit of window there and there. They've got like full length windows going down. Some of these, look at that. Others haven't. That's not got any windows, it's just got a couple of air bricks. That little gate there. Yeah. We'll see how old this building is. Does it tell us on the sign or not? It's part of the Otley Courthouse complex, I think. Alright, well that's a decent little walk around bits of Otley. Bits of it, not all of it of course. Okay, well I've just been told that she's just looking for glasses at the minute, so it's now about 11 o'clock, so I've still got a few more minutes. So we'll just have a little look down here. You can see some more of the pubs. I mean, it's unbelievable how many pubs there are on Otley. So you've got the Otley Tap House, the White Swan in here. So this is the, yeah, we're doing it all this. You can see it's going to be a community sort of centre, a venue. Yeah, so they've had to abandon that bit of the building and all that. Yeah. "1901" says that archway there. Look, the pub and everything there. The White Swan emblem. Pete says, "Oh yes, and it's like this. You can book to go into the Second World War archive here." To explore the archives. They've got that there. This is where they have the flag flying, different flags flying on different dates and all that here. This massive high pole. There's a little car park here as well. Dentists, hair salon. Another residential street. And there's been scaffolding up on this building for ages, but they are repairing it. And I think they're going to turn it into accommodation, but the roof, they're stripping the roof off, but very, very slow work. I mean, incredibly slow work. I don't know why. But here we are at the Maypole, cross on the green, stood up on this site for 300 years. Not clear when one was first erected. 3 poles have been lost over the years. Fierce storms destroyed them and all that. Yeah. One burnt, shattered by lightning in 1871. Rotting at its base, one from 1962, so 1960s poor quality engineering. And then, yeah, okay, yeah. So they're back at the car now, so luckily I'm just next to the car, which is where that big bus is. So I'll just go and see that. But just to note that along there, there's a few other little shops. One's called the Maypole. There's like another fish and chip shop there, in a wedding dress and sort of clothing shop there, and then a couple of car showrooms there as well. And then I don't know if you can just see the green sign for Asda on that corner there. So there's a little Asda supermarket, it's a small one, which we go in and sometimes get reduced things and things in the morning, down that way. And then on the right, there's more old sort of school buildings which are now repurposed for the things. There's even a little book sharing box there where you can take books to drop off and borrow, take books away in exchange and things down that way. Undertakers and things down there as well. A vet shop opposite Asda too. And then if you go straight down there, it takes you towards the garden centre and the nature reserve and other things by the river as well, river walks. And then this road up here, that just goes along to where the post office is and the library, which I haven't had a chance to show you yet. The library and community club, but leave that for another day. So I'm going to head back to the car since they're waiting for me after the Specsavers appointment, so we had a little decent walk around there then. All right, well, you can see the fantastic old buildings in Otley, and there's a reasonable amount of stuff to explore if you come here. And I've only just sort of done a bit, and obviously you can do other things like walk up to the Chevin, walk up the Chevin, the fantastic steps all the way to the top and the viewing point at the top. Walk through all the woodland walks on the Chevin hillsides and all that, so it's really good. It's a bit of a cold breeze for that today, but I guess because you get very hot walking up, it's so steep, the steps up, you get very hot going up, so it'll cool you down anyway. Right, let's cross over and away we go. There we go. See you later.